Good morning. Lots to get into here today. There's a big Claudia Tenney, George Phillips story that I'd like to get into. And we talked a little bit about it yesterday, but I didn't know the response that was given to the Syracuse papers. So we'll talk about that one. Gabby Cabby coming up this hour. Free money question of the day. We'll give you a chance to win $1, $2, or $300 in cash. Plus that beer event coming up at the Stanley a week from Saturday. We have tickets for that. And the list goes on.
It's a big week.
And Hillary and Trump are going at it really, really aggressively. And meanwhile, Hillary is tied with Bernie Sanders in California in the latest polls.
Should she
Crazy.
go to the personal attacks that Donald Trump uses? Should she call him Shortcut Donald or Hustlin' Donald or something like that?
Because there's some really personal attacks, like going after Bill Clinton and clearly she's a woman that doesn't support women because, of course, she allowed what happened to her husband and then attacked the women. There's all of that stuff. But yesterday was more
if
about.
That's true, though, I think that's fair to say that.
I think that's crossing the line. I do. I think that's personal crap.
There were some nasty
be.
stories that came out. And I don't know. I guess I don't know if they're
but
true.
But do you really think? I mean, it's like going after Trump for his exploits with women. It's ridiculous. Why do we even get down that road? But yesterday was all about Crooked Hillary, and he gives them her little nicknames. And she's saying that he's a scamster because of the Trump University. It's just ridiculous. The whole thing, both sides, crazy. Meanwhile, she's not even really won the nomination as of yet.
That's what's crazy.
The latest, she should with New Jersey. There's I don't know. She's almost there. She's likely to win with California, even though she might not win California.
Well,
but
Bernie
she's
Sanders
likely to
thinks...
get the numbers that she needs in order to get the nomination. But that's with the pledged delegates. But at the end of the day, I don't know. This is crazy.
I'll be curious to see if after California, which is next Tuesday, if Bernie Sanders does not have a decent showing, if he steps aside. Like, is it time then for him to step aside? Because California is where he's putting all of his eggs right now.
And I think he's going to have a decent showing.
I think so, too.
Yeah. Beyond that, the Tenney George Phillips thing. So it was the conservative group, one of the oldest conservative groups in the country, that endorsed George Phillips. And Tenney's response to that, the Assemblywoman's response, is basically calling that conservative group, one of the oldest in the country, a joke. So her response, I'll give you the full response to the story that's in the Syracuse Post-Standard. We'll get to that coming up in a little while. Also, Congressman Richard Hanna is in later on this morning. This group gives Congressman Hanna a D when it comes to a conservative rating. And they endorsed George Phillips. When asked about it, they said, we feel George Phillips is the best person for the job, the most conservative person for the job. However, anything is an improvement to Richard Hanna. That was basically their statement to the Post-Standard. We'll talk to Congressman Hanna about that as well later on this morning. Okay, the one story everybody was talking about from yesterday was the story from Proctor Park. Yeah. And I'm thinking, they're just old guys, some of them not overly old. So I think one was 49 years old, right?
Mm-hmm, that was the youngest.
The majority were.
But they were older guys, and I'm like, well, I didn't read the story. I mean, just let them go up there in the woods and do whatever they're doing. But then when you look at it, there's forcible touching. There are charges on some that, of course, prostitution and exposing. I've never understood exposing yourself. I don't understand the thrill, but I guess people have thrills, crazy thrills in this world. But to be up there exposing yourself, what good is going to come out of that? I just don't know what good comes out of that.
Bear with me for 1 second here. I don't, because what was it, where the eagle is? Right? Well, didn't we have this story?
That was the last time
2 years ago
this
or something?
Story occurred, yeah.
And it was the same type thing where they were
deal.
Older guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there... I just...
No. I okay, say what you're going to say.
Well, I'm just wondering...
Is this something that happens when you get older? No.
I don't know. Because
no.
I don't... Because in both cases that I know of, maybe this has happened every year over the last 10 years. I've only heard about this 2 or 3 times that it's happened.
Well, and
hang on one second. It seems like in both cases, it was the vast majority were guys in their like 70s and 80s. They're older guys.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
well, these are a lot of these guys are probably people. I mean, I know. Speaking to somebody yesterday who knew one of the people. I mean, a wife, 5 kids.
Everybody knew everybody yesterday. It
No,
was
I know.
Like, oh my God, it's the guy from Walmart.
Right.
That's what people were saying
Well,
yesterday.
I'm just wondering why, like, it doesn't happen except for the one guy. It's not happening when he's 30 or 50 or 60.
That you
it's
know of.
like now it's happening when he's.
I
That
think-
would be reported if guys are running around naked in the Proctor Park.
It wouldn't be reported if they weren't caught. I don't know that this is something that just is brand new. I think it's probably something that builds up over the years or has been going on. I think Andrew's right with that. I don't, I just don't think they're guys reach a certain age where it's like,
Let me go outside.
all right,
I'm sick of women.
I'm sick of women, and I'm going to just go out there and expose myself. I don't see it. I don't know. And obviously, these guys are innocent until proven guilty. But man, it's tough to have the one part of this story is tough to have your picture all over plastered all over the place. And it's tough for the family. The families are the ones, and in some cases, these are people who might be married, some cases not. But everybody has families and kids and wives and grandchildren. It's a very terrible, embarrassing story to have. What are you going to do? It is what it is. 6:20. Here's Christine Bellino with an update.